Hi guys, welcome to this restorative yin practice that you can do at the end of your study or work day. It will be a little bit over half an hour. We do a couple of poses that you can use in the sequence like we are gonna do them today, but you can also take them individually and then just do, for example, one or two of them after a long day of work and you feel that maybe your back is a bit sensitive or you feel a bit stiff or there's a lot of stress and tension going on in the shoulders. Then this is a sequence, or at least these are a couple of poses that you can do to release this. My name is Aurora. I teach yoga at USC Leiden. And for our practice today, we need a bolster. Now, if you don't have a bolster, don't worry, you can use a couple of pillows as well. So for example, grabbing the pillows that you have to sleep on in bed, taking them, maybe folding them in half and then just wrap something around it so they stay folded, using a couple of pillows or just a pile of those regular pillows that most of us have at home as well. You can use them as well. So you don't necessarily have to have a bolster in order to do this sequence. What I want to do is I want to start with you guys lying down on the bolster, but we already incorporated back bend into it. If you sat down the whole day, it is possible that this one is quite intense. I will give a couple of options. We're gonna go straight into our practice, so I will not guide you through a meditation, just to give you some options, some poses that you can do for yourself, either in the sequence or just one or two after you're done working for the day. So the first pose that I want to show you guys, actually, again, you have a lot of options here. Either is called reclining butterfly or lying butterfly. And in that way, we keep the soles of the feet together. So we place them against each other, drop the knees open to the side. Especially if the lower back is quite stiff, this is an option that can feel really, really comfortable for the lower back. At the same time, we create space on the inside of the hips. So we also release some tension, some stress there as well. If you want to chill out a little bit more than stretching the legs out, just putting them to the front and then from there choosing the option that suits you. Now, for the rest of the options, for the bolster or the pillows that we put underneath our back, a couple of options here. Most important thing is to make sure that the stuff is really placed all the way against your butt, so it is fully supported from the lower part of the back on. And then from there, you slowly roll all the way down over the bolster, placing the back of the head down. Then you have the option of opening the arms, also creating space here on the front side of the body, especially if you maybe sit down behind your desk a lot and you were leaning to the front. This can be a really nice opener here to release all that stress and tension from the shoulders here. So this is an option here. If you notice when you do this that this is way too intense for the lower back, then you also have the option of grabbing, for example, a couple of books or other pillows or other stuff that is quite thick actually, and then place this underneath the bolster here. So you can use one, you can use more, how high you want to make it, placing that bolster a little bit more like this. And again, also in this option, holding on to the bolster, keeping it close, either with those soles of the feet against each other or stretching the legs out. And then from there, come and lay down here. Again, same option applies for the arms. A really nice one. See what your option is here. And now we're going to sink into this pose here today. Especially at the end of a work day or study day, it's possible that you experience a lot of thoughts that are still going around inside of your mind. and that it's maybe hard to silence them. That it's maybe hard to let them go. And if you notice that your thoughts are having a hard time to quiet down, and see if you can imagine those thoughts like little bubbles. Every time you inhale, you breathe in empty bubbles that are all catching those thoughts that are running around in your head. So on your exhalation, you can breathe out those bubbles along with the thoughts. Letting those legs sink into the ground. Letting the arms sinking down. Surrendering yourself to your relaxation at the end of your day. And then you take 5 more really deep breaths here. See if you can blow out those final thoughts here as well. And then slowly stretching the legs out. And then placing those arms next to you so you can push yourself all the way back up here. Maybe just rounding the spine here, letting it go. Or maybe you feel like stretching out, making a soft twist from side to side. And then from there, we're going to drop onto the right hip. And then we're going to use our bolster again for a twist. So again, instead of the bolster, you can use a couple of pillows, just putting them on top of each other. So you create this space where you can lean on, where you can lie down on. And we're gonna go for a twist that is called deer pose twist. And for that one, we bring the right leg to the front, left leg goes back, and then you have a couple of options here for the legs. You can either keep the knees a little bit more together, maybe bringing that left leg a little bit more back, so that right foot is gonna be on top of the left knee. Or maybe creating a little bit of space here in between, depending on how much you want to. We're going to twist towards the bolster. So maybe choosing an option here. Later on, you can always adjust your legs and make sure that the bolster or the pile of pillows is next to the right hip. And then from there, we're going to place the hands next to the bolster into the ground, lifting your butt off the ground, and from there placing it down again, so we're a little bit more on the side of our butt here. And then from there, moving it all the way down, placing your chest down, placing your head onto the bolster. If you want a little bit more for the neck, you turn your head around, you look in the opposite direction of your knees. And then from there, dropping your shoulders, beautiful open stretch here for the side of your body. You can always play with moving the legs a little bit further away from each other, a little bit closer together. See what your option is here. And then from there, closing your eyes, letting it all go. Taking 5 more deep breaths on this side. And then slowly moving yourself all the way back up. Come and sit onto the butt. And then slowly dropping the knees from side to side. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time, moving yourself the other way around, placing either the left foot onto the right knee, or creating a little bit of space, or bringing them a little bit closer. And then from there, twisting towards the bolster, lifting your butt, placing it down, and then from there, moving it all the way down on top of your pile of pillows or onto the bolster. And then you can place the cheek onto the bolster here, right cheek, so you look in the opposite direction of your knees, or if you want a little bit less of a twist for the neck, placing your left cheek on top of the bolster, looking in the same direction as your knees. Taking 5 more deep breaths on this side as well. And slowly moving all the way back up. And slowly moving on to the butt again. Dropping your knees from side to side. And from there we're going to turn around towards the bolster. For all of you who also watch the other restorative yin that is here online on the YouTube channel of USC Leiden, you already saw this one before, but it's a lovely pose to do, especially after sitting down for a long period of time. It is called caterpillar, or the restorative version of caterpillar. So what you're going to do here, and again you can use blocks or other stuff, normal pillows as well for this one, placing them underneath your knees so your knees are bended. And then from there you have that option of keeping those knees closed, or my personal favorite, creating a little bit of space in between here. And then from there, bring the arms up, and on an exhale, folding to the front here, dropping your head. And then from there you can bring those arms in between the legs, or maybe you want to place them underneath the face, or maybe you want to grab some extra stuff like a pillow or a block, place it in between so you can put your arms upon there and then drop your head here. So your option is for this one. And if you notice that your thoughts are still trying to distract you, see if you can breathe them out, letting them leave your body with every single exhalation. Taking 5 more really deep breaths here. And slowly rolling it all the way back up here. Hands behind you, bring the shoulder blades together. Oh, open the heart here, bring the head back. From there, dropping it all down, maybe moving those ankles for a moment. And then from there, maybe with something underneath the knees, maybe without, you come and lay down all the way here. Placing the hands up on the belly, closing your eyes. Taking this moment to check in with yourself. Checking in how the body is feeling. Checking in with what has maybe changed in the body. And how you can end your working day, your study day, in the most relaxed way possible. Especially when we work hard, when we are really busy during the day, it's always important to have that right balance. Keeping that balance between what we think is something that we have to put a lot of energy in, while at the same time taking time, making space, creating space to slow down, to restore. We can't be productive if we never take time to pause, to restore, to slow down. So maybe you have joined me here for all these poses. You want to stay here, lying down on the back as long as it feels good for you. Or maybe there were 1 or 2 poses that you take away from this practice that you want to continue doing after a long work day. See which option suits you here. From here, you slowly start to move your ankles, start to move the hands. Taking this moment to bring the knees all the way towards the chest. You'll be making a couple of circles here. And from there, you slowly drop down onto the side from where you roll back up. Thank you so much for joining me here on the USC Leiden YouTube channel. If you have any questions, let us know, maybe by putting a comment below. I hope to see you soon in real life again. For now, namaste.